Today, I'm going to guide you through a back workout. I will be using a barbell, but you can use this bar at the bottom, or if you have dumbbells and you prefer using that, that's also good. Make sure you do at least a 5-minute cardio before doing this workout. But first, let's go ahead and start the warm-up. So if you have a broom, this is a broomstick, by the way. Just grip it through, bend over, and you're gonna twist back and forth. We're just kind of loosen up our lower backs in case you have any stiff back, right? Because you will experience back pain if you don't do these workout perfectly. And so it's nice to stay nimble prior to starting. A few more to go. And feel free to keep doing this if you haven't released any of the tension in your lower back yet. Whip it up like so. And just twist. We're gonna just stretch out our lats. So pull with this hand and push with the opposite hand, okay? And then just use your obliques to come back up. Woo. For the other side. In case you can't see me. Oh. And again, if you have very, very tight lat muscles, make sure you do a little bit more of these just to stretch them out, okay? And you'll be in a good position. But for those of you who didn't do the warm-up and warm your body up, it's okay. The first exercise is going to be pretty straightforward and easy, just to get the blood flowing into our lat muscles. And from there, we're going to just get a little bit more harder, but not too hard though. Difficulty is based off of how much weight you can afford to do. So, starting off with lat pull downs first. Make sure you keep your abdominal walls nice and tight and pull from your pinky, like put all the pressure on your pinky. So you want to squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. This is the tempo you should be going at right now. Squeeze, release, squeeze, release, squeeze, release. And if it's too easy for you, as always, increase the weight to whatever you feel comfortable with, and that will be your difficulty. But I already did my 5-minute of cardio before doing this, so my body is warmed up. And this is the first exercise, so we're now starting the blood flow process into our lats. Get a good contraction, and then pick up the pace from there. And if you still need to stretch out, grab your broomstick, of course, stretch it out a bit more if you're like very tight here, and it'll make the workout a lot more easier and feel better for you. Okay. Nice and easy. I think I'm gonna go up again. And as always, your first exercise is always like the easiest because you have a lot of energy to spend, so you can afford to go a little bit heavy. But as we progress, you will find that you don't have the energy anymore to go heavy, and that's where the technique really comes in handy. So again, last one, so make sure you do this one right. Squeeze and release. Okay, we're going to reduce the weight and do it for another 20 seconds here. All right, so the next exercise we're doing is going to be a superset. You are going to need your dumbbells for these, by the way. So while we rest, let's go ahead and adjust the cable necessary. These are the lat pull downs, actually pullovers. So grab your chain. And as you first reduce the weight, of course, especially you are going to have to mess around with this to find the right height for you. I always forget which one I have it on, but normally about here. I think that's good. And make sure you test it out so you make sure you get a good contraction. A little bit more higher for me. That's way too low. I think up here is good. Oh yeah. That's good. So once you've adjusted, we can begin. Don't pick a heavy weight, by the way. So your first set, pick something that's fairly light for you. And if it's too light, after we do the superset, you can always increase the weight from there. Okay, you're going to grab your dumbbells. And if you have a bench to do these on, that's fine. You can also just do what I'm doing, and you'll be good. Pretty much. Just make sure you keep everything straight. And just come down and up. So same movement, except now we're laying down. The first movement there was contracting the muscle. These are primarily designed to stretch the muscle. The hardest part is when your hand is in this position and you squeeze. All right. Up. So, like I was saying, this first movement here is to contract your lats, and then that movement at the bottom there is to stretch it out and get a nice good squeeze, like pulling it up, so that you get growth in both directions of the muscle. And I'm using 250 pounds because I normally do these at like a little bit heavier weight, but since I only have 15 pounds at home, and if you are the same way, if your lats are stronger, of course use 2 dumbbells, or you can just use the single dumbbells if it's too heavy for you. But everything is weight based, and so whatever you choose to do, make sure it's the right weight. One more set to do. At this point, your lats should be very pumped right now, up to the point where you probably can't do any more. So we're gonna try to push ourselves a little bit for this one. Do a drop set, of course, and then finish off with the stretching. So, yeah. All right. So make these count. If you can go lower, try to go lower, get a good stretch in the muscles there. If not, that's okay. One more. Okay. All right, so as I was explaining earlier, moving on now to next set of exercises here. And for those of you who don't have a barbell like I have, simply just attach this bar at the bottom, and you can follow along that way. The contraction will be very different, of course, since I'm using the free weight, but you can still get a good back workout from these. Notice put it down there. So I'm placing this weight deliberately so that if you do decide to use the bottom, I mean it's gonna look about the same. And if you want to what's it dumbbells over here, and if you want to use the dumbbells too, the movements are exactly the same. Okay, so just do that. We're gonna rest a little bit here. Okay, so very important here before we start, make sure when you're bent over, your hamstrings are nice and tight, like you're doing a Romanian deadlift. So keep it tight by squeezing your glutes, of course, and then try to, if you can, make sure your abdominal walls are tight. Right now, this is not tight. This is tight, so like brace it as if somebody was gonna punch you in the stomach, and you'll be good. Or else, if these two aren't nice and tight, you're gonna have a lot of pressure on your spine and lower back that might cause you to have aches the next day, which is very bad. So try to do that, and if you can't do that, do something at a very, very low weight. Now we're gonna pull from the floor, so try to keep tight. All right, so if you're doing this with the barbell, you should have felt that. If you're using the machine, unfortunately, you couldn't pull from the floor because the range of motion is not the same. So just keep going for the next set and you'll be fine. Or instead use a dumbbell, of course, and you'll get the same effect. Let me fix this. And the reason why we did our lat pull downs first is because I know some of you might not have access to heavier weights. So by pre-exhausting the lat muscles up here, it allows you to do these at a much lighter weight than if you were fresh, and still allow you to get the same effect. You can tell by how heavy I'm breathing, of course, and trying to speak to you at the same time. Okay. It's okay to pause every now and then if you get a chance to catch your breath. Let's go. That was a good set. So chest up, butt back, and pull. This is the last set we're doing. So try to psych yourself up if you can. Right, let's go. Woo! Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Now from the floor, let's go. Woo! That's good. Okay, so this is where, by the way, if you have a lifting belt, that would have come in handy, especially if you plan on going heavier. But the next exercise here, we're gonna do some seated rows from the bottom. So I'm gonna move this out of my way. Even moving weights is a workout. All right, there we go. Get that out of here. So you have two options, right? If you have a stool, you can sit, or you can sit on the floor and humble yourself, which is what I am going to be doing. And pretty much, let's have a pretty lightweight, nothing too heavy. We're doing this purely for the contraction. The barbell there, or dumbbells if you use those, was mainly our power building move, and this here should be treated as a contraction only move. So take it nice and slow. Remember what I said about squeezing your muscles. So I will start the pace for you and just try to follow through if you can. Come in. Same movement. Up. Squeeze. Release. 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 Squeeze and release. So if you notice here, I have my toes against the pad so that it doesn't move when I'm moving the weight. And yeah, I'm gonna sit here and rest. But yeah. And if you notice, this movement, just sitting and pulling the seated row, is the exact same movement as we were doing just now, standing up, except now we're sitting down. And so if you use this kind of as a guide for your next time you do this workout, if you weren't perfect with your standing row, bend over row, then try to mimic what you're doing here in the other movement that we just did when we were standing up. And you should, over time, build the muscle memory to be able to activate your lats from that angle of standing up without hurting your lower back. So that's enough time to rest. Oh, let's hit the weights again. So, remember the pace from the first one, because I'm tired right now, so I'm not gonna talk anymore. One more to go, and we should be good. All right. Are you ready? This is the last exercise, trust me. Let's hit this one more and finish strong. All right. So that was the whole workout. If you want to do your lower back, if you are that kind of person, simply just have a weight, dumbbell or plate next to your chest, and then bend down and come up. But I will not be doing that. And if this is your first time doing a back workout like this, your lower back from doing the bendable rows should be a little bit hurting. Not too bad if you were keeping up the good form. If not, I apologize for that. But if you want to target your traps, that's these muscles here next. Check out the next video, either here or here. Or if you want to target your rear delts, part of your shoulders, do the other video for that. And for the rest of you guys, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe. And I'll see you in the next workout, of course. And have a good day.